So let me just, okay, I'm trying to find the right word because I want to be careful how I say it. Um, Here's the thing. I have like very, very, very strong emotion around what is happening with the Democratic Party. I have a ton of emotion, appreciate you, Cindy, around the comments that one little young Democratic guy said on an interview. What's up, Cheryl? Do y'all know who I'm talking about? So Tory, is that and I want to say boy because he looks so young man. What's his name? Hold on. Where he referred to Democratic Socialists as Mickey Mouse candidates or Mickey Mouse opposition. Do y'all know who I'm talking about now? Hold on a second. Let me find it so I can tell you what it said.
Some New York House Democrats looking to capitalize on Zohran Mamdani's meteoric ascent in New York City. Some of his allies are now threatening to primary some Democratic incumbents in next year's election. CNN asked Mamdani if he'd stop those potential challenges, and his press secretary said that he was declining to comment. So who ended up making that list? Well, there's House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, Representatives Yvette Clarke, Dan Goldman, Jerry Nadler, and yes, Ritchie Torres, who is with us at the table tonight. So what do you think?
I'm honored. I think it's fair to say that my colleagues in the New York congressional delegation and I, we do not care about the Democratic Socialists of America. We're focused on defeating congressional Republicans in the midterms and making Hakeem Jeffries the Speaker of the House and reversing the catastrophic consequences of the Republican reconciliation bill. We could care less about Mickey Mouse primary challenges.
Here's where I think that Ritchie Torres got his position. Here's where I think, in my opinion, he fucked up. Okay, and I'm going to tell you where I think. It is okay to say, I am secure. And I believe that, Leader Jeffries and other individuals are secure in their positions and their ideologies and their stance on issues for the American people. We welcome Democratic Socialist candidates that would like to challenge us in the primary. That is what democracy is all about, right? If there are Democratic Socialist candidates or any other type of candidate out there that believes they can better serve the American people, then I hope they do challenge us in the primary. And I want the American people to decide who is best to represent them. That is the foundation of this country. That is what Ritchie Torres should have said. That whole snarky, arrogant, bullshit Mickey Mouse primary candidates, that is going to be horrible when it comes to the Democratic Party. That arrogance, that belittling, that looking down on people is exactly what people hated about the Democratic Party in 2024. And they haven't learned shit. They haven't learned anything because he still sounds arrogant. He still sounds condescending. He still sounds uppity. And I don't care if listen, we know good and well that gay people can be on the wrong side of issues. Do you want to know how we know? Look at Besant right now in the Trump administration. Tara Love said you need to be in PR. I'm just saying the appropriate comment was what I said, not what he said. The Democratic Party is literally pew-pewing themselves in the foot. It will not be the Republican Party or Elon Musk's party or Democratic Socialists. It will be the Democratic Party themselves that take themselves down. If that happens, it will be the party that will have done it to themselves. I think what they could have said is, in addition to that, is this. The next part is, and as Democrats, listen, there is room in the Democratic Party for Democratic Socialists. There is room in the Democratic Party for Democratic individuals who are fiscally responsible. There's room in the Democratic Party for all of those people. The key in that is democracy. The key in that is service for the people. You can serve the people and be fiscally responsible. You can't really serve the people and be fiscally conservative, though, right? Because then you're selective in where the conservation of the resources goes. And it typically tends to be only to the billionaires and the corporations, right? But this is the messaging that the Democratic Party needs, and it needs to be loud and proud. So this is my thing. Can you imagine how powerful the Democratic Party would be if they became as inclusive as they say they are? Let me say that part again. Can you imagine how powerful the Democratic Party would be if they were as inclusive as they tell everyone else they should be? If they included all the different branches, all the different pieces of the Democratic agenda, right? You're a Democratic Socialist? Cool. That means we're not going to agree on everything, but we agree on the foundation of democracy. Oh, you're a Democrat, but you are fiscally responsible. You know, you're more right leaning when it comes to financial issues. Great. That means you and I are going to meet in the middle of the road when it comes to where we spend money and how we spend money and what we spend money on. Got it. That is the beauty of democracy. That is the beauty of what we do. The idea is to have people inside the party that don't agree on absolutely everything, so that we have room to meet and work it out together to find out the middle of the road. Because guess what? Every Democrat doesn't look the same. Every Democrat doesn't believe the same thing. Every Democrat has their own nuances. And the party should represent the people, not just physically, but in ideology. The Democratic Party loves to point out the fact that they have women and that they have men and they have white people and brown people and light people and dark people and, you know, different ideologies and different religions. But do you have different ideology? It's not that they have too many factions, Leslie. It's do they have those factions united on their foundational issues? Because that's when you have power.